Hey, board gamers, BJ from Game Gumbo here, back in the Gumbo Pot with another unboxing. This time, we're taking a look at Wine Cellar, Andrew Stiles, published by 25th Century Games. Let's get right to the Game Toppers LLC table. Take a look and see what's inside this small card box game. That's surprisingly a lot of fun. I love the theme of Wine Cellar. It's got beautiful art from Vincent Dutrait. It's designed by Andrew Stiles. Plays 1 to 8 players, but instead of drinking wine or some kind of economic game, you're wine sommeliers, and you're trying to put together the perfect set of wine bottles for the collection. And it's got wines from all over the world. Andrew Stiles, who's been on Gumbo Live, and we got to interview him. He was actually a former sommelier and always wanted a game that kind of focused on that aspect of the hobby, but of his passion. So 25th Century Games came out with it. It started as kind of just a tiny small box card game, but with some development work with Chad at 25th Century Games, Andrew was able to expand this into enough for 8 players. And there's kind of 2 versions of the game. There's kind of the basic game that's very random, kind of a little chaotic, and then you have kind of the gamer version of the game. I'll tell you, I played both, and when you play this game, you should play the advanced role. I'll just put it to you this way: if you're watching this video, and you're probably looking at it on BGG or on YouTube, you're the kind of gamer that should just go right to playing the rules, because you're going to want a little bit more control over how the cards come out. Let's take a quick look at what comes in it. You get the rule book, and the basics of this game are that we're going to hand out these wine-sized cards. They're actually never seen cards like this, at least that I can remember. And in that, the cards basically you're gonna be drafting cards from a market. You're gonna use your wine cards to bid on those cards, and the cards that you bid on, that becomes the next set for the next round for all the players to bid. So you want to use the cards to get a card, but knowing that next round somebody's gonna be able to get it. And what you're trying to do is put all of your 8 cards in order, because each card is worth a different amount of points depending on what round it comes out. So that spatial puzzle of lining up all your cards, which I'll show you in a second, is interesting. Well, this rule book shows, hey, we're going to auction off some wine, and we're going to show you the setup. Got all the component listing. There is a little bit of work to do because the game plays differently at different player counts in terms of the cards that are used, but it doesn't take long to do. And if you know what your play group is, if you normally play with 4 players, you can always have that set up right away. We've got the overview of the round structure and how to play, the different types of wine. We've got how to score. There's that illustration of what I showed you. We're going to start with round 1 as we look at all of our cards that are stacked. Stacking them sideways because, as Andrew says, that's the way you stack wine. And then we've got the variant for playing 3 games in a row. And each game only takes 15 or 20 minutes. So you could play this game as a nice little tapas game, as Steve always says. You could play solo rules. I don't have any experience with the solo rules, so I'll leave that for you to discover on your own. And yep, it's got Andrew Stiles and Vincent Dutrait artwork. That's great. So the game comes with a big giant score pad. Oh, lots of scores. So you got plenty of games in there. Oh, didn't know this. It comes with a pencil, so you can use for the score pad. Okay. Chad, you didn't have to do that. Most gamers have access to pencils, but what do we have here? Oh yeah, I forgot. Each you get client cards, and so since you're a sommelier, you try to build up a collection for your client, right? We have all the different clients. So, for instance, Dennis Cornhouse wants certain types of wine, and you'll get bonus points in the game for doing that. And then, depending on the number of players that we have, that's the country of origin. So we not only have the different types of wine like rosé or sparkling, but you also have different countries like Spain or France or Italy. And in this one, you're going to get 3 points more per bottle in a 2-player game if you have bottles from Spain, for instance. So this is going to be randomized and given out. Oh wow, they came up. Andrew has a ton of these different cards. So yep, lots and lots of ways to score. So that is the client cards. I played an early production copy, so I'm seeing this one for the first time. And again, thank you to 25th Century Games for sending us this review copy. Let's see. In all full disclosure, I have back their recent Kickstarter, so I do some of the games in my collection I bought from 25th Century Games. Some of them have been, some of them are review copies. So if I mention anything about 25th Century Games or Chad, just understand that some of the games I have are review copies. So these are those wine bottle cards I told you about, and I mean, you don't see this size card very often, and it's similar but larger than your space base cards. But I was worried that they would be hard to shuffle like those space base cards, and it's not. Even though it is kind of thick, it's pretty easy to shuffle them around. So let's take a look at what we got. As I told you, we have those different numbers, and it's going to go through all the way up to 72, it looks like. Remember, because I just shuffled them like a dummy. I moved them around a little bit. So, but this is that when you draft that card. So let's say this is your hand here, and then you paid for one of the cards using one of your wine bottles to buy a card, right? Then when you get it, you have to place it here, and then other cards are going to be placed either to the top or to the bottom, like this. And you'll keep doing that. You won't be able to fit them in between. Instead, they'll always go on the outsides of your collection. And then at the end of the game, let's just say this was the end, even though it doesn't quite fit. We'd look in round 1. This would be the scores. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. So this one would be round 1, and we'd only score 3 points. And this one is round 2. We'd score a nice little 7 points. And I like this. I think this is a change from the original one, where it really bolds and highlights the bigger points and kind of fades out the smaller points. So you can see right away that I really want these 6, 7, 8s to be closer to the round that I want them in. So having this 6, 7, 8 on the left side wasn't too smart, except for the fact that in the second round I scored 7. In the third round I scored 8. The fourth round I scored 6. Then 4. Then 5. Then 7. And then 5. So in this configuration, I would have scored a lot of points on those. But do you see how I did that? I just started with the 1. We go down to the 2, 3, all the way down to the 8. And then, of course, on the right side, I've got my country of origins. And then I've got the types of wine that we have, either red or white or sparkling or rosé. So as you can see, I like these graphical changes. That is going to make it very much easier to see. I'm kind of curious. I'm going to have to go back and look at the production copy to see if that was something a little bit different. And then the back of the box, of course, shows you the different parts of the game. As you can see, a great production for us. They turn a small box little game into something that can give you a full game night if you play that 3-round trying to get your score, and you actually keep some of the bottles as you go from round to round. So it definitely adds some layers of strategy to the game. All right, that's everything you get in this brand new edition of Wine Cellar from Andrew Stiles with art from Vincent Dutrait, 25th Century Games. I want to thank them for sending us this review copy. If you've played Wine Cellar, let me know. There's a bunch of people in the forums of BGG that are coming up with unique ways to either add more skill or to make it a little bit more random. So if you have some ideas on how you're playing your copy of Wine Cellar, the base game gives you some ideas, but as we come up with new variants, we're going to breathe some new life into this game. So if you have, let me know and post in the comments below. Until next time, les avez bon temps rouler.